to each and every students, क्योंकि हमारे batches में maximum 6 students रहता है. It can be a batch of one-on-one class, like one student may be present or two students may be present, or maximum 6 students रहता है. This help the student to ask any sort of doubt regarding the topic to the teacher in the classes only, and also help us to keep an eye on the student so that we can also understand where the student is lagging, what where are the parameters where the students are also help they have to improve, right? So this is very important. Coming to the third thing which we have is a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track on the students progress, कैसे students class में कर रहे हैं, how, what is their understanding capacity, how they are performing in the homework, in the school examination, in the monthly test over here, and everything. And accordingly you will get the feedback. This will help you to improve. And coming to the fourth thing, that is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. This is very important because without that you will not be able to score good marks, right? So if you have any topic which you are having that in school exam, but we have not done it yet, so you can tell it to us. We will do those topics first and then we will move on to the rest of the topic. So this is all about Swiflearn, the general features of the Swiflearn. Let us now see what are our key features. So first of all, we maintain a detailed progress report फॉर ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट. आप सबका एक एक करके डिटेल प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट हम मेंटेन करते हैं, वो हम पीटीएम में डिस्कस करेंगे एंड वी विल आल्सो गिव यू ड्यूरिंग द पीटीएम टाइम. जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी पीटीएम होता है, इधर भी होता है. सो आपके पेरेंट्स का अगर कोई भी कंफ्यूजन, कोई भी फीडबैक देने हो तो दे कैन डायरेक्टली स्पीक टू अस इन द पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग, राइट? They can directly tell all their problems to the teacher and we are always there to solve all these things, right? Now coming to the second thing, we have the Swiflearn academic test series, which in short we call as the SATs, which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You will be able to perform over here and you can see what is your rank all over India. Now coming to the most important thing, that is the practice, right? After completing each and every topic, what you have to do, you have to practice the question and answers. So we have the unlimited practice test. So after completing each and every chapter, you can practice the objective as well as the subjective test. ठीक है, तो ऑब्जेक्टिव में रहता है आपका एमसीक्यू, मैच द कॉलम, ट्रू फॉल्स, वन वर्ड, फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स एंड ऑल, राइट? जैसे आपके स्कूल के एग्जाम में भी आते हैं, odd one out and all. And definitely subjective answers, subjective questions होता है 3 mark और 5 marks का, where you need to include the diagram, you need to include the chemical equation based on the topic. Okay, so how to write the answer and how to get full marks you will come to know, because we have a group of teacher who will continuously give you the tips and tricks how to write the answer so that you will never miss any marks in the subjective answer also, okay, in your board exam as well as the school exam. Hi Avani, how are you? Okay, so to experience all these things, what you have to do, you have to book the free trial class. All the trial classes are free of cost. Book it anytime and do observe everything, to experience all the things which we do in the class, and definitely then enroll your name in our regular batches so that we can meet every day, right? Chalo, so this is for those who have not subscribed our channel yet in YouTube. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. So you can stay with us. If you have any doubt according based on your topics or your syllabus, you can ask me in the chat box. Definitely I'm always there to solve all the problem related to biology. Okay, and do not forget to like, comment and share also. Okay, yes, but I'm also fine, Avani. Okay, chalo. So today we will start with a new topic जो हमारे क्लास आईसीएसई बोर्ड का क्लास 10th में है. ठीक है, आईसीएसई बोर्ड के क्लास 10th में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक टॉपिक है, दैट इज द एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम. सो दिस एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम, एज यू ऑलरेडी हैव स्टडीड इन द प्रीवियस सेशंस, प्रीवियस क्लासेस आल्सो, तो आपका थोड़ा सा already idea hai. And also, you know, whoever will give me most of the answers in the chat box, he or she will be the student of the session. आपके नाम मैं last में लिखूंगी screen के ऊपर. Okay, so Avni, can you tell me what you mean by this excretory system, or if you can tell me what do you mean by excretion? Yes, quickly give me the answer in the chat box so that I can also get an idea that whoever is listening to my session, you already have an idea and you can learn more. Okay, so keep on giving me the answers in the chat box, and do not forget to like, comment and share also. Chalo. So let us now see what are the objectives of today's session. We will first see what are the substances we need to excrete. Okay, so quickly give me the answer what is excretion, and then we will see what are the different things which we have to excrete from our body. हमको remove करना पड़ेगा, otherwise it can create bad effect or ill effect inside our body. Okay, if they are present within our body, they can cause the different harmful effects in our body, so we have to remove them. Okay, now coming to the second thing, we will study about the excretory organs. What are the different excretory organs which help in this process of excretion? Then we will move on to the structure of the nephron. बहुत important है ये, और structure of nephron ये important to explanation है ही, इसका diagram भी बहुत important है. You can get this diagram like along with the labelings, all the labelings you can get it for 5 mark question. Okay, board exam में आ सकते हैं. So do practice the diagram of the nephron. I'll show you how you have to draw it, and then finally we will discuss about the function of the kidney. Okay, so these are the 4 main things which we are going to cover in this session. Chalo. So let us first see what is the excretory system. As you already know that excretion is nothing but it is a process of removing the metabolic waste products. So ये मैं metabolic word क्यों बोल रही हूँ? This word metabolic is very much important. Okay, I want that whenever you will write the definition of excretion, please try to mention this word. Okay. Okay, you are in class 5th. Doesn't matter. You can get more knowledge. Yeah. So, the process of removing the chemical waste or excess water, so definitely. And to be very specific, we can write that the process of removing the metabolic waste products from our body is known as the excretion. अभी ये metabolic का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by this metabolic? Metabolic का मतलब है हमारे body के अंदर जितना भी chemical reactions हो रहा है, इसको हम metabolism कहते हैं. Okay, so whatever chemical reactions are present or happening continuously within our body due to the presence of the all the different types of substances, due to the secretion of the different enzymes, they continuously कुछ ना कुछ metabolic reaction हो रहा है हमारे body के अंदर, राइट. और ये मेटाबॉलिक रिएक्शन होने के बाद व्हेन देयर आर द डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्टेन प्रोडक्ट्स व्हिच आर वेरी मच हार्मफुल फॉर आवर बॉडी, वी नीड टू रिमूव इट. डू यू एग्री विथ मी? यस. जैसे फॉर वन एग्जांपल मैं देती हूँ कि रेस्पिरेशन. यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड अबाउट द रेस्पिरेशन, राइट. तो रेस्पिरेशन में क्या होता है? To be very specific, cellular respiration में क्या होता है? There is the oxygen we are inhaling, then the oxygen is going to all the cells. We are also taking the food is also going to all the cells. Now the oxygen will try to break down the food, okay, to provide the energy. तो हमें क्या क्या मिलते हैं उधर रेस्पिरेशन में? एनर्जी मिलते हैं, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड मिलते हैं और वाटर मिलते हैं, राइट. सो एनर्जी तो इट इज नीडेड फॉर डूइंग ऑल द एक्टिविटीज, तो यूज अप हो जाते हैं. water जो मिलते हैं, that is also used up by the whole body, the system, all the systems need the water very much. As you already know, our body consists of 70% of water and only 30% of the solid materials, right. एंड वो जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकलते हैं ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन, वी नीड टू थ्रो इट आउट व्हाइल एक्सहेलेशन. okay, when we are breathing out we have to throw out the carbon dioxide, क्योंकि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अगर ज्यादा हो जाएंगे हमारे बॉडी के अंदर तो that will create the harmful effect inside our body. Got it now? So we have to remove it. तो ये तो टोटल केमिकल इक्वेशन, सॉरी केमिकल रिएक्शन के बाद ये कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फॉर्म हो रहा है, राइट. दिस इज नोन एज द मेटाबॉलिक वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट. समझ में आया व्हाट डू मीन बाय मेटाबॉलिक वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट? ओके. चलो, नाउ दिस एक्सक्रीशन इज वन ऑफ द मेजर वे हमारे बॉडी के अंदर होम्योस्टेसिस मेंटेन करने के लिए ये होता है. And also the thermoregulation is also very important, that is the distribution of the heat हमारे body के अंदर heat regulate करने के लिए, या फिर we can also say we need to maintain an internal temperature, right? A stable internal temperature we have to maintain within our body. This is also due to the process of excretion, या फिर excretion help करता है हमारे thermoregulation में, या फिर and also homeostasis में. Okay, now let us move on to the system. You can see over here the various things which are present in our excretory system. Okay, so what are these things? We can see the kidneys, the two kidneys are there, the ureters are there. We can see a bulge like thing which is known as the urinary bladder, and the opening through which we need to remove the urine is known as the urethra. So these are the four main things which are associated with the excretory system. Fine. Now we will see what are the different substances we need to remove from our body. So first of all, we need to remove the carbon dioxide and the water while we are breathing out. Basically, you just put your finger in front of your nose and try to breathe out. You will find that basically the air which is coming out of your body is a little bit warmer. Okay, this is because of the presence of the heat as well as the water vapor. Okay, and sometimes if you try to breathe out in front of a glass, take a glass and try to breathe out, then you will see the very small water droplets also. Yes, the glass will become hazy. This is because of the presence of the water vapor. Okay, now see the water vapor and carbon dioxide we need to remove. We need to remove the different nitrogenous waste materials which are formed inside our body. जैसे nitrogenous waste materials क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? Any idea? Yes, this nitrogenous waste products may be the urea, it can be the uric acid, it can be the ammonia. Okay, so these are the different nitrogenous waste products which we need to remove from our body. Then definitely the different excess water, excess salt and vitamins which we basically do not need in our body, that much we have to remove it out. And the bile pigment, okay, the bile pigment which is produced by the liver, the excess of the bile pigment can create the different types of diseases in our body. We need to remove this also. Fine. Now, how we will remove all these things? Okay, so if I think about the different ammonium waste product, okay, the different nitrogenous waste product. So what are the nitrogenous waste product? I have already mentioned the names like the urea, uric acid, ammonia. So these are all formed in the liver. तो यूरिया साइकिल जो होता है हमारे लीवर में, उसको हम ऑनिडन साइकिल भी कहते हैं. That happens within the liver that basically produce the urea. तो ये यूरिया ही है हमारे बॉडी का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट वेस्ट मटेरियल. अभी ये यूरिक एसिड एंड एमोनिया बेसिकली वी विल फाइंड दिस टाइप ऑफ वेस्ट मटेरियल्स और दिस टाइप in the urine of basically fish or birds and all those other different types of animals. पर human body का main nitrogenous waste product होता है urea. Got it? Yes. No, beta, I don't teach Vedic maths, Avani. I'm very sorry. Vedic maths का बहुत अच्छा teacher है हमारे पास. Like you can do the Shushma ma'am's session. She teaches Vedic maths as well as Hanit ma'am. Okay? Chalo. So over here you can see any excess amino acid is also converted into the glucose. Then we need to remove it. Then the urea which is needed for excreted out from the body, they basically go through the kidney and then through the kidney it goes out of our body. किडनी से जाता है यूरेटर में, यूरेटर से यूरिनरी ब्लैडर एंड देन थ्रू द यूरेथ्रा दे गो आउट ऑफ द बॉडी. अगर ये हम एक्सक्रीट नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा? Definitely that urea which is produced inside our body will be accumulated. और हमारे body में अगर accumulated होगा तो क्या होगा? It may lead to death also in severe cases, right? So we need to remove this urea. We need to remove the excess salt like NaCl, vitamins which are also removed by the kidney. The excess salt like NaCl is also coming out of our body through the sweat. है ना. तो have you ever thought of what are the different composition which can be which are going out of our body during the summer season, mainly which generally we say sweat. Yes, sweating takes place mainly in case of the summer season, है ना. तो उधर भी most of the NaCl loss हो जाता है, water loss होता है, and the different nitrogenous waste products go out of our body. Then the bile which is secreted in the liver, this is also excreted out through the kidneys. They go out from our body through the urine, and this basically gives the yellowish color to the urine. Got it? Yes. Okay. Now coming to the another thing, that is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is formed as the result of respiration. आपको मैंने पहले ही बताया कि respiration जो होता है, cellular respiration, carbon dioxide is the harmful material which is formed. So it is removed through the lungs. While we breathe out, we basically remove the carbon dioxide. Okay? Yes. Okay, so you have come to know about Swiflearn through Ansh, right? I really don't know Ansh, but yes, definitely. You can also join Swiflearn then, right? Chalo. Now let's move on to the different things, the different organs which are related with the excretory system. First, though, it is the kidney. You already know 2 kidneys are present in our body. हमारे kidney से क्या remove होता है? The urine is formed within the kidney and we remove the urine. Basically, हमारे urine में urea रहता है. Other than urea, many other substances are present. But the most important nitrogenous product which we need to excrete out through the kidney is the urea. Got it? Coming to the second thing, sweat gland. तो sweat glands कहाँ रहता है? Under the skin, right? It is present inside the skin and the sweat gland secretes the sweat. और ये sweat remove करते हैं हमारे बहुत सारे nitrogenous waste products, the different salt and all, and the excess water also. Basically, to be very specific, during the summer season, right? Now coming to the lungs, the third organ which is the lung. So lung क्या remove करते हैं? Carbon dioxide. When we are breathing in, we are taking the air, the fresh air which is rich in oxygen, right? And when we are breathing out, basically that air is the impure air because it is rich in carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is the harmful substance. We need to remove it from our body, and that is why the lungs help us to breathe out the carbon dioxide. Got it up to this much? So these are the 3 main organs which helps in the excretion or removal of the metabolic waste products from our body. I'm again and again telling you the metabolic word. Okay, be very much specific during writing the definition. That metabolic word should be there. Okay, चलो. Now let's move on to the kidney. अभी kidney क्या है, kidney कैसे urine formation करते हैं, ये हम देखेंगे. So kidneys are, how many kidneys are there in our body? 2. कहाँ रहता है? It is protected by the 2 ribs of the last 2 ribs of our rib cages. ठीक है? The 11th and 12th. Okay. Now, all these things, see, the kidneys are having the nephron within that. Nephron is what? The structural and functional unit of the excretory system. अभी ये जाएगा in a region. After the formation of the urine, they come into a region and start with formation of the ureter. Can you see this? This region is basically known as the hilum. Okay, this hilum is present in both the kidneys where the ureter is arising. So you can see over here the ureter is arising from the hilum, right? I am highlighting this. Now these are the 2 ureter coming from the 2 kidneys, and this ureter is carrying the urine from the kidney towards the urinary bladder. Now what is the urinary bladder? Urinary bladder is a pouch like thing or a sac like thing जो temporarily हमारे urine को store करके रखते हैं. Fine. Now the urine will be stored within that, and whenever we need to excrete out or remove the urine from this, it will come through the opening. This opening is known as the urethra. So urethra से वो remove हो जाएगा हमारे body से. Understood? Clear है? So always remember that the kidneys, ureter, Urinary bladder and the urethra are the four main components of our urinary system या फिर excretory system. ठीक है? Now, what happened? Do you think that whenever the urine is stored within the uh, urinary bladder, automatically it goes out of the body? No. Is the presence of the sphincter muscle, or the sphincter girds at the opening of this urinary bladder and the urethra. वो जब sphincter muscles will contract, then only the person can remove the urine from its body, right? So when someone needs to urinate, this sphincter muscle help in the opening of the urethra, and then only the person will be able to urinate, right? Now this process of giving out the urine or removing the urine from our body is known as the micturition. Now how will you be able to understand ki you have to remove the urine now from your body? There is a sensation comes to your urinary bladder, right? And you will be able to sense it with the help of the brain. Your brain will tell you, yes, that your urinary bladder is totally filled up with water, with urine, sorry, and you need to urinate now. And that will create a sensation over there, and you will go to the washroom and remove the excretory material. Clear hai? This is totally controlled by the brain. Now let us find out what is present inside the kidney. अभी आप अगर किडनी को डाइसेक्ट करोगे तो क्या मिलेगा आपको? First of all, you will get the two portion. जो outermost portion रहता है किडनी का, this outermost portion is known as the cortex. जैसे adrenal ग्लैंड में भी हमने देखा कि आउटर मोस्ट पार्ट इज नोन एज कॉर्टेक्स और इनर मोर को हम मोस्ट को हम medulla कहते हैं. Similar type of thing over here, that cortex is the outer part of the kidney. This outer part of the kidney is the cortex, okay, and inner part of the kidney, it starts from over here. This inner part of the kidney is known as the medulla. Okay, very simple. Hi Dhruv. Hi Advay. Okay. So now if you, and can you see that there are the pyramid like structure which are present inside the medulla? Yes, this pyramid like structure, this triangular pyramid like structure, if you just bring it and see under the microscope, you will see that very specifically this cortex and medulla will be visible, and you will see a very convoluted, like very string like structures are present. Millions and millions string like structures are present. What are they called? They are known as the nephrons. Okay, so what are the nephrons? This nephron is the structural and functional unit of the excretory organ. So up to this much you have got an idea what is the nephron, where it is present, what is the kidney. So हमारे excretory organ has excretory system में रहता है दो kidney. If I see only one kidney, it seems to be like this, having the cortex and medulla. Medulla में ये pyramids रहता है, इसको हम renal pyramids भी कहते हैं. And if you just dissect one renal pyramid, you can see the cortex and medulla very carefully, and you will see many thread-like structures which are present, which are known as the nephrons. Fine? Yes? Okay. Now we will mainly go for the structure of the nephron. Okay. So here you can see in the picture, this is the nephron. Okay, now these nephrons are present within the kidney में cortex medulla रहता है. I have already told you cortex थोड़ा सा dark color का होता है, and conical pyramids are also present. So the kidney made of the multiple kidney tubules which are known as the nephron. So this is the nephron having the convoluted structure within it. Now the artery will supply the blood to the nephron, yeah, and the veins will recollect the waste materials, the blood out of the kidney. Okay, जैसे हमारे arteries हमारे सारे organs को oxygenated blood देते हैं और deoxygenated blood veins से वो निकल के towards the heart ले जाते हैं. Right, so the same thing will happen in case of the kidney also. Now we will see the spatial structure of the nephron. This is very important. This diagram is very important. I'm trying to show you one 3D model of the nephron. So देखो, this is the one nephron. Okay, so nephron is what? The structural and functional unit of the excretory organ, excretory system. So their structure seems to be like this. एक बोल जैसे रहता है, उसके अंदर रहता है the mesh like structure which is known as glomerulus. This bowl is known as the capsule. Then after that, the proximal convoluted tubule starts, which is highly convoluted. Then a hairpin like structure formed, which is known as the Henle's loop. Then a little bit less convoluted structure is known as distal convoluted. And finally tubule. And finally all the distal convoluted tubule, you can see the different branches over here, will attached with a collecting duct. This stem like structure is known as the collecting duct. Okay, so let us see one by one. You can see the afferent arteriole, which is carrying the fresh blood, or we can see the blood which from where the nitrogenous waste materials are needed to remove. It is coming inside the glomerulus, right? Secondly, we can see this mesh like structure is the glomerulus, जहां ultrafiltration होगा, and ultrafiltration होने से क्या होगा? It will try to maintain a proper water balance. It will try to remove all the harmful substances from the blood. Got it? Next is the capsule, the C-shaped structure or bowl-shaped structure, which is known as the Bowman's capsule. अभी ये glomerulus से जो भी excreted out होगा, those waste materials will be stored in the Bowman's capsule. And finally, you can see one pore over here from where the proximal convoluted tubule, I'm trying to show you the proximal convoluted tubule, this is starting. Correct. Now coming to the fourth thing, that is, you can see another structure is coming out, that is known as the efferent arteriole. ये efferent arteriole क्या करते हैं? This bring back the different things after filtration. What happened? The other things which are present in the blood will come out through this efferent arteriole, and it will go deep and it will just surround the whole nephron, so that अगर कोई चीज का reabsorption करना हो या फिर कोई secretion होना हो, तो everything will happen over there. Fine? Yes. Now, next is the proximal convoluted tubule. You can see this convolutions. Convolutions मतलब बहुत mesh-like structure और बहुत सारे turns जहाँ रहता है. Okay, so proximal convoluted tubule is this through which the urine will go. Then we can see the sixth one is a U-shaped structure. This is known as the loop of Henle or Henle's loop. Just a hairpin-like structure रहता है. Then this is the descending loop, and this is the ascending loop of Henle. And finally it will throw their secretion into the fluid into the distal convoluted tubule, and this distal convoluted tubule जाएगा connect होगा connecting duct से. And this collecting duct will collect all the urine from all the different nephrons and give it back to the ureter, ताकि वो ureter से जाके वो urinary bladder में जाके temporarily store हो सके. Fine. Other than this, you can see the capillaries which are present surrounding this Henle's loop and the proximal and the distal convoluted tubule. These are known as the peritubular capillaries. Then you can see the branch of the renal vein. Renal vein basically contain the blood product without excess waste, जहाँ waste materials उतना ज़्यादा नहीं रहेंगे. And this is just a cross section of the proximal convoluted tubule. You can see that they have certain microvilli, है ना? ये microvilli continuously beat करते हैं, and this help the urine to pass in one direction or to flow in one direction. Clear है? Yes. And this also help to absorb the most important things which we need to gain it or keep it inside our body. Yes, so this is all about the structure of the nephron. The diagram is very important. Okay, so this is just a very simple structure which is shown over here. I have shown you the total complicated 3D model, so do not forget it, do remember it. Okay, now coming to the urine formation कैसे होता है, तो you have already got an idea कि Bowman's capsule जो रहता है, within that the glomerulus is present. This glomerulus is taking the blood through the efferent arteriole and give out the after removing the waste material, it gives out the blood through the efferent arteriole. अभी ये efferent arteriole से क्या क्या होगा, reabsorption होगा and secretion होगा. Fine. So first we can see filtration हो रहा है, second we can see reabsorption हो रहा है, third we can see secretion हो रहा है and fourth excretion तो होगा ही. Right, so these are the main function of our excretory system, always remember. So this Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus together, see, this is the glomerulus and this capsule is known as the Bowman's capsule. So together this Bowman's capsule and glomerulus is known as Malpighian capsule और Malpighian corpuscles भी हम कहते हैं. Okay, yes. Okay, so this is all about the first or the head part of the nephron. Let's now move on to the reabsorption part. अभी reabsorption और secretion कहाँ होगा? It will happen in case of the renal tubule. अभी renal tubule क्या है? This is nothing but it includes the three main things. Hi, good afternoon, Karthik. So it basically contain the three different thing. One is the proximal convoluted tubule, second is the Henle's loop, and third is the distal convoluted tubule. तो पहले क्या होता है? The ultrafiltration will happen within the glomerulus, within the Bowman's capsule. It will go through the proximal convoluted tubule, then through the U-shaped structure, middle part जो Henle's loop होता है, and then it will move on to the distal convoluted tubule and finally it will open into the collecting duct. और ये collecting duct will collect the urine from all the different nephrons and it will throw the urine inside the ureter. Clear है? So this is the whole structure of the nephron. You can see over here Bowman's capsule and glomerulus, then PCT, then Henle's loop, then DCT, that is the distal convoluted tubule, and finally this is the collecting duct. अभी collecting duct में जो fluid आएगा after the reabsorption, secretion and everything, that fluid is known as the urine. Clear है? Yes. Now, how the blood is supplied to the kidney tubule? What do you think? Yes, definitely the renal valve will drain out the blood from the kidney and renal artery उसको blood supply देंगे. जैसे हमारे सारे different organs में arteries blood supply देते हैं और vein उसको हटा के ले जाते हैं. Right, waste materials को हटा के ले जाते हैं. Same thing will happen in kidney also. So afferent arteriole, it will branch out and form the glomerulus inside this capsule, and it will the ultrafiltration will take place, and into the interlobular capillaries what will happen, it will provide the oxygen to the kidney. Fine. Now the main two steps or the main two functions of the for the formation of the urine is ultrafiltration and reabsorption. Abhi ultrafiltration to we have already studied, that is taking place within the glomerulus. ये glomerulus में होता है. It will filtrate the different things, allow the water and very small ions only to go out of the glomerulus, but it will not allow any blood cells to go out. Otherwise what will happen, if the blood cells comes inside the kidney, inside the urine, तो हमें urine red color का दिखेगा. That is dangerous. Okay, so it will only allow the water and small ions to pass through it, then it will go inside the Bowman's capsule, and from the Bowman's capsule with high pressure the efferent arteriole will carry out the excess blood, and the filtrate will go through the proximal convoluted tubule. अभी ये जो फिल्ट्रेट फॉर्मेशन होता है ग्लोमेरुलस के अंदर, दिस फिल्ट्रेट इज नोन एज द ग्लोमेरुलर फिल्ट्रेट. दैट इज द आफ्टर अल्ट्राफिल्ट्रेशन व्हाटएवर फिल्ट्रेट, या फिर आपने फिल्ट्रेशन के बारे में तो पढ़ा होगा आई गेस. यस. सो व्हाट वी डू when we filter anything, so that the liquid which is collected in the beaker, that is known as the filtrate, right? And whatever is sticking in the filter paper, that is known as residue. Do you remember it? Yes. So this is known as the glomerular filtrate क्योंकि ये glomerulus से ultrafiltration हो रहा है. Fine. Now this is similar to that of the blood plasma. सिर्फ क्या क्या रहता है इधर? इधर water, mineral, salt, glucose, amino acid, nitrogenous waste materials, vitamins, ये सारे रहता है, but it doesn't contain any of the blood cells. Clear? Yes. Now after this filtration, what will happen? It will go inside the proximal convoluted tubule. अभी इसको हम proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop और distal convoluted tubule, ये तीन को हम together renal tubules भी कहते हैं. Okay, we can together call it as the renal tubule, जहाँ सबसे important जो function होता है that is the reabsorption. So reabsorption का मतलब क्या है? Why are we calling it reabsorption? क्योंकि whatever materials they are reabsorbing, मान लो कि amino acid, water, glucose, vitamins, minerals, potassium ion, everything, whatever they are basically reabsorbing, it has been already absorbed. This substance has already absorbed by the body. पर ये body के need के लिए फिर से absorb कर रहे हैं, तो इसीलिए इसको हम reabsorption कह रहे हैं. Fine. And there are also the secretion of the different substances जैसे penicillin, phenol rate, creatinine. These are the different substances which are formed, the new substances like phosphate, hypuric acid, ammonia. This happens basically in the distal convoluted tubule. They are basically needed for our body. So ये इसको हम tubular secretion कहेंगे. The new substances which are formed over there are known as the secretion, and whenever it is absorbed by the blood capillaries surrounded to it, this is known as the reabsorption. Fine. So why this process is known as reabsorption? I have already mentioned कि ये फिर से सारे substances फिर से absorb हो रहा है क्योंकि हमारे body को वो चाहिए, and on the way of becoming the urine, and that is why this process is known as the reabsorption. Fine. Now we know that everyone loves little babies, right? Do you love it? Yeah, बहुत cute होता है, cuddly होता है, right? But it's become very much messy जब वो when they pee on your lap, or it will be the worst case scenario if they pee on your face. Yeah. So what changes do the kids grow in while becoming the adults? Any idea? क्या changes हो सकता है excretory system में when a kid is becoming the adult? So first of all, the kid will not be able to tell you when to pee, right? And they will not be able to understand कि sphincter muscle कब contract कर रहे हैं, क्या brain उसको ठीक ठाक से signal भी नहीं देंगे कि अभी आपको remove करना है, तो वो बोल नहीं पाएंगे, and they generally throw out the remove the excess water or the urine anytime. But this becomes a control, or it we can control it when we are becoming the adult, right? Hi Ashmit, how are you? Good afternoon, beta. So this this is the main change which happens from a kid to the adult, that they cannot control their urine, but the adult can control their urine due to the presence of the sphincter muscles, right? So what is the urine? It is nothing but a byproduct of metabolism. मैंने already बोला these are the metabolic waste products. Yes. So after metabolism, this urine formation takes place, and it is basically stored within the urinary bladder, and we remove it through the urethra. That is the opening of our excretory system. Now ये urine का composition क्या है? What is present basically in case of the urine? 91 to 96% इधर पानी रहता है. Yes, it is mostly mostly water is present in the urine. Other than water, it a lot of different type of nitrogenous waste product, जैसे हमारा creatinine हो गया, हमारा urea हो गया, these are present. The different other different types of salts are present, जैसे sodium chloride, potassium, other different ions are present. बहुत सारे organic और inorganic compounds present रहता है. These are the main composition of the urine. Fine. So let us revise what we have already studied till now. चलो.
Did you know in the next 60 seconds 1.2 liters of blood will be filtered through your kidneys? The blood contains urea, which is a waste product formed from the breakdown of excess protein in the body. You need to get rid of this urea as it is toxic to the body if it builds up. The job of the kidneys is to filter out the urea along with the excess water and ions and excrete them from the body in the urine. So how does the kidneys do this? Well, each kidney is actually made up of about 1 million microscopic filtering units called nephrons. As the blood flows into the kidney in the renal artery, it splits into smaller and smaller arteries. These eventually become capillaries. Each capillary then forms a bundle called glomerulus. The blood is now under very high pressure and the glomerulus has little pores in it that allows the parts of the blood to be squeezed out. The water, glucose, amino acids, ions and urea all get squeezed out of the collected by a structure at the beginning of the nephron called the Bowman's capsule, and they are now referred to as the filtrate. The blood cells and large proteins stay in the capillary as they are too big to be squeezed out. This process is called ultrafiltration. The nephron is a coiled tube that moves through the kidneys. As the filtrate passes along it, anything that the body needs to keep is taken back into the blood by a process called selective reabsorption. However, the blood does not want the urea, so it carries it moving through the nephron and eventually reaches the collecting duct. The collecting duct takes waste down the area of the kidney called the pyramid, where it collects all the waste from all the nephrons. Then it follows out of the kidney in the urethra down the bladder, where it's stored until the person gets that urge, the urge when you need to go. And then it's released out of the urethra. That feels better. So the question is, how many liters of blood have your kidneys filtered during the course of this video? Press pause now to give yourself time to work it out. Did you get it right? The answer is... Right, all this talk of urinating and now I've got the urge. Oh well, see you later.
Okay, so you have already got an idea how the kidney forms the urine and the urination takes place within our body, right? So yes, Ashmit, you were asking me what do you mean by Bowman's capsule, beta? Bowman's capsule is the cup-like structure which is present at the topmost position of the nephron, and within that glomerulus is present, and within the glomerulus ultrafiltration will take place, which will remove the waste materials from the blood, and through that it will go through the long way of the renal tubules, and it will be going to the collecting duct. Finally it will be collected and go to the ureter, that is the urine, and urine will go to the ureter and store temporarily in the urinary bladder. Got it? Yes. Okay, now let's move on to the abnormal constituents. Sometimes urine may contain the different things which will create the lot of different types of diseases. जैसे glucose, if our urine contains a lot of glucose, then we can see that we are suffering from diabetes mellitus. Okay, so blood में शुगर ज़्यादा है तो definitely इसीलिए शुगर यूरिन में भी ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं. यूरिन टेस्ट इसलिए डॉक्टर्स करने के लिए बोलते हैं, right? Yes. Next is the blood cells. Many times what happen, the blood cells can come inside the urine, and that is why we can see the blood droplets comes out. इस कंडीशन को हम हेमाट्यूरिया कहते हैं. ओके, हेमाट्यूरिया मतलब when the red blood cells are coming in case with the urine, and this is due to the different types of infection. बहुत सारी infection के लिए हो सकता है, किडनी में कैंसर होने के लिए भी ये होता है. Fine. Next is the albumin. Albumin is one type of protein. जब excess filtration हो जाते हैं तो ये ब्रोमेस कैप्सूल में excess filtration होने के लिए albumin may come to the urine that can create again another disease, and definitely the bile pigment, मतलब जब ये वो yellow colored का pigment ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आ जाता है when it goes out of the body, so it can like the urine may get a dark yellowish color. It generally happens in case of anemia and jaundice, to be very specific. Jaundice में क्या हो जाता है, the bile pigments are secreted more from the liver, and liver failure में भी होता है, and it is coming out, the whole pigmentation of the body, the eye color, the urine will turn into dark yellowish in color. These are the abnormal constituent of the urine. So there is one hormone which basically regulate the urine formation inside our body, and that hormone is known as the antidiuretic hormone. इसको हम vasopressin भी कहते हैं. This is the antidiuretic hormone which is secreted from the posterior pituitary gland. हमारे पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड का दोनों पोर्शन होता है, एंटीरियर एंड पोस्टीरियर. तो पोस्टीरियर पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड से ये सिक्रीटेड आउट होता है. दिस हैज अनदर नेम व्हिच इज नोन एज vasopressin. I guess you have already heard this name. Yeah. So vasopressin क्या करता है? It control the amount of water which have to be reabsorbed by our body and कितना water we have to remove from our body through the urination. Okay. तो अगर ये vasopressin या फिर ADH हमारे body में कम हो जाएंगे, then it will be the excess secretion of the urine will take place, water loss हो जाएगा, and this condition is known as diuresis. बार बार हमें वॉशरूम जाना होगा to remove out the urine. Okay, this condition is known as the diuresis when the vasopressin or the ADH is less in amount inside our blood. Fine. Up to this much clear. Now urine is produced not only to eliminate the water, waste materials, it also helps to properly balance the water inside our body. It helps to also it helps in the regulation of the homeostasis, मतलब total equilibrium position, stable position हमारे blood में पानी का रहने के लिए important होता है, and also because the greater amount of urine will reduce the volume of water. तो हमारा urine formation and the removal of the urine should be very much balanced. Yes. Now, coming to the osmoregulation, the kidney, while removing the waste like the urea from the blood, it also maintains the different composition along with the salt and water. So, ये salt balance को maintain करने का process को हम osmoregulation कहते हैं, and it implies the regulation of the osmotic pressure inside the blood. So quickly let us see how it is maintained, the osmoregulation and the maintaining of the water balance inside our body.
Water is a compound with a chemical symbol H2O. It's made of hydrogen and oxygen, and without it, life as we know it would not exist on Earth. But what about humans? How much of your body do you think is made of water? Our bodies are made of about 70% water. Some tissues and organs are more watery than others. I'm sure you've heard about the importance of drinking enough water and what happens to your body if you get dehydrated. But can you have too much of a good thing? In this video, we will discuss what happens if you don't have enough water in your body, and also what happens if you drink too much. This is called the water balance. Organs in your body work together to maintain this water balance in homeostasis. Every organism needs water to survive, though some need more water than others. Why do you think your body needs water? Pause the video here and have a think. All of your body cells need water, as you need it to help regulate your temperature and maintain other bodily functions, such as carrying substances around the body in the blood and removing waste substances in urine. It's also needed in many chemical reactions. But how does your body lose water? Water is lost through breathing, sweating, and digestion. It's important to rehydrate by drinking fluids and eating foods that contain water in order to maintain the water balance. If you do not ingest enough, you can become dehydrated. Pause the video here and try to think of some symptoms of dehydration. Symptoms of dehydration include feeling thirsty, dark yellow and strong smelling urine, feeling dizzy or lightheaded, feeling tired, and dry mouth, lips and eyes. If a person goes 3 days without drinking water, they will probably die. This can be compared to food, where someone can survive weeks without eating. The water balance inside the body is maintained by the kidneys. If we drink too much water, the kidneys produce more urine. If we drink too little, the kidneys produce less urine. However, the kidneys can only remove a certain amount at a time. If not enough water is removed by the kidneys, the amount of water in the body cells increase, causing the cells to swell. If the cells absorb too much water, they can burst. This happens to animal cells because they do not have a cell wall, remember? Plant cells simply become turgid. Most parts of your body will allow their cells to expand a bit, but there is no room inside the skull for the brain cells to expand. Swelling of the brain can cause confusion, headaches, seizures, comas, and even death. But this is extremely unlikely to occur when just drinking too much normally. There is, however, something that can cause this to happen more easily. Users of the drug MDMA are more likely to suffer from hyperhydration. MDMA has many different names, one of which you probably heard before, ecstasy. The drug gives users a sense of euphoria. It also reduces urine production while simultaneously making users feel thirsty. This means they add more fluid to their bodies while at the same time removing less. This leads to an overall increase in the water levels in the body and swelling of the brain. This is one reason why the use of MDMA or ecstasy is so dangerous. So now you can see how water is necessary for so many processes in our bodies, but too much of it is dangerous. As with most things in life, it's all about finding the right balance.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Comment below if you have.
So that's all. I guess you have already understood how the kidney and our excretory system helps to maintain the different osmotic balance, the water balance inside our body, right? The last thing which we will discuss today is the artificial kidney. So artificial kidney kya hai? Sometimes you can see that one person is having one kidney damaged. So if one kidney is damaged, another kidney is working perfectly, then the person can lead a normal life. अगर ये दोनों kidneys damage हो जाते हैं तो what will happen? It can lead to death. And the dialysis is a machine which acts as the artificial kidney. इधर क्या होता है? The blood is drawn from the veins of the body. You can see over here. Then it helps to maintain a proper pressure to monitor that there are the different pumps. The monitoring machines are all attached. Then it will go through the semi-permeable membrane, which is known as the dialyzer. और उधर dialysis में क्या होता है? The thing which is done by the kidney, that is the removal of the waste material, the same thing will happen in case of the dialyzer. It will help to remove the waste material and the necessary material will again be given. The similar blood will be given, that is the clean blood will be again given to the patient. So this is how the dialysis takes place. It is a process by which artificially the kidneys work. Okay, so this is all about today's session. I have already mentioned a lot of different things about the kidney, the excretory system and all. So we will again meet tomorrow with the new things, the new topics. So thank you very much for staying with me till the end, and I hope that you have already understood, right? So if you have any doubt, you can write it in the chat box definitely. And this is all for today. Thank you very much. And do not forget to like, comment and share and subscribe our channel, right?